Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 68 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa 1-2 Reload. Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body, could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice, I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. Monokuma file number 5 has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Let's go. It's time to uncover the identity of the 5th murder victim. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. Alright, let's start by examining the body. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Here we go. Let's start with this. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? You can see here that it's hard to tell, but like there's a bit of like the water is still somewhat pooled around the body. So just noting that as well. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. Okay. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? We don't have Kyoko at the moment to help us, so, you know, it's kind of... we have to do this on our own. Exploded body analysis has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Okay. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. Fake nails has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Tattoo on the right hand has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Alright, that's about everything with the body. Next thing. Let's examine the knife. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this... it must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said that the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Wait, is this... that's it. It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. Maybe then and if this is really Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko's the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Knife at the crime scene has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Alright, what about this? These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen this. I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. It's annoying that they don't tell you, because this is a semi-tricky one, but yeah. I think the game eventually gives you enough hints as to how, as to what this is. Fragments near the dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, let's look at the sprinkler system. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet, which would mean the murder must have taken place... Sprinklers has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Let's look in the chicken coop. I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Huh? 4? What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? Ah! That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then.
What?
What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Chicken coop chickens has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright, next. I lost my place. Talk to Hina. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right. It was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So, thank you, too. Body before the explosion has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. What about Toko? So, who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not going to look. I don't want to feign anymore. Okay, said that before. Talk to Hero. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and...
Serious?
Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym, where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now? That's right, it had to have been right around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Oh, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 AM. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. When the body was found has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright, let's go into the... Oh, no, talk to Byakuya first. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want to talk about?
So, in other words...
I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi?
In other words...
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now, and what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone, so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words...
So the murder could have only taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door, so where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Byakuya's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay, let's go into the tool shed. Just to be sure, I should take a look at the tool shed. To be sure. Alright, The room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. Okay, so the only thing we have to actually look at is the tarp itself. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, but the underside is totally clean and completely dry. One side of that tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. Tarp has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Alright, let's exit. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true... Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room...
It's all clear now.
I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity.
What?
Limit my options?
Just give up.
Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I'll have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Okay. Byakuya. Hey, Byakuya. If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it. Later, at the class trial. Oh, no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect, after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you. Or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. Alright, so where they want you to check the fragment is actually the gym. So there we go, you just press R1 and X, and then you can enter the gym pretty much straight away. It's supposed to be the small like panel that was on the bomb that was found in Monokuma. So if we go down here, okay, you can't see it yet, but they'll show it in a moment. Monokuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure.
What?
A bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Fragments in a dead body has been updated in the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Okay, map again. L1. Go. And go. They make it pretty easy to go back and forth between the gym and the garden. Oops, I almost pressed the wrong thing. I wonder if I have enough time to get through this. You think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Wait for me. Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Okay, dorms. Pretty much just speak to him now. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then click, And it's open. Looks like it. Thanks. Alright, here we go. I wonder... Just trying to see. Still a bit left, but I don't know how long this is going to take. So, this is Kyoko's room. Just thinking if I should end the episode here, because I don't think this investigation will take as long. Bear with me a moment. Okay, I'm back, and I've decided I'm just going to end the episode here. I'm pretty confident that the remainder of the investigation will take me to just before the class trial, so that way I can start the class trial the episode after the next one. I want to try and keep that going as much as I possibly can. So for now, I want to thank you all for watching episode 68 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa 1-2 Reload. My name is Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.